Is here, Crystal again. I'm here with a social worker. Again, we're inside of a bar. Probably one of the best places to be doing this. I know, yet again, another bar in Salt Lake City, Utah. Imagine that. And we got a photo bomber right behind us.
She's a nurse. She's an RN. I'm so sorry. About to be RN.
I'm gonna be an RN one of these days. One of these days.
This is what happens when nurses get drunk, just so you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so tell my viewers what you were just talking about.
So I am a social worker and I deal with specifically geriatrics, and I work and I live in Salt Lake City, and I was talking about specifically a wonderful hospice agency who deals with people who are homeless, and it's fantastic. Like, they cater to, and they're completely nonprofit, and they wonderfully provide and understand that, like, most people who are homeless and who are dying are usually like way younger than most people. So like they're like in their 50s and 60s and dealing with
chemical dependencies too as well, right?
No, of course. And so what's nice is I actually recently met with them, and we asked if they needed any chaplain services, and they said no, because most people who are already on the streets have already kind of parted with that part of their life in Salt Lake City. That's kind of rare, but like I appreciate, believe me, I'm not from here. And the most wonderful part is that the acceptance of just wanting to die peacefully and with dignity is very important to them, and it's wonderful. And so I 100% support and want to continue to support all of the homeless advocacy for like people who are sorry, I'm like getting nervous, like people who are specifically like going through any sort of addiction withdrawal and dealing with dying and feeling like they have any sort of anything to give back. So I like to suggest my favorite document, and it's not something that's used in Utah, but I'm from Arizona, but in Chicago where I got my master's.
What part of Arizona?
Tucson.
My parents live in Kingman.
I love that.
Shout out to Mom and Dad. Hi guys.
Yes. So I recommend the document 5 Wishes, because it really like identifies all of the advanced directives of any sort of person who is in that place in their life, and it identifies all the things they might need beforehand.
Okay.
And it's my favorite. And sorry, I'm like distracted.
That's okay.
So with the advanced directives, it is something that's very important to me, because it helps people like me be able to provide services for people who are in need and be able to fulfill what they actually want. So if anybody knows anybody in recovery or addiction, have them, even if it's like a fun activity, like to like fill out the 5 wishes, because it can help us better fill anybody advanced directives. Like I'm a full
Explain to my
advocate for it.
YouTubers what advanced directive is, because not everybody out there knows.
No, okay, that's perfect. So advanced directives are things that are in place once you die. So sometimes people call it like a living will, and advanced directives is like, okay, so when I die, I wish X, Y, Z. And advanced directives, and specifically, I really like the document 5 Wishes.
Kind of like my advanced directive is, and I want my parents to know this as well, I already have it written out, is no life support.
Okay, so no DNR.
No DNR.
Okay, so what about, like, have you addressed, like, comfort measures as far as, like, feeding tubes and everything?
I don't want any of it. Just let me die.
Nothing, let me die. Right. And that's wonderful. And so, like, sometimes it doesn't, like, happen. So if you know somebody who's, like, in the community and, like, living in the community, like, maybe have that discussion with them so that, like, if that time comes, we can address their needs and wishes as a human being and, like, what they're wanting.
And, you know, the community itself is homelessness.
Of course.
So you have to understand that when she's talking about the community, it's the community I live in.
Yes.
Not the community as LGBTQ or anything like that, which I live in that one too, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about the homeless community, period, end of report.
Absolutely. And so, like, that's really important, because people who are serving like the homeless end of life community is like, that's like the smallest spectrum I can think of as far as serving, which is why I'm so sorry I don't have the name of it on me, but this particular hospice is so wonderful and so giving to the community. But to be able to know somebody's like advanced directives if they are already homeless is so important, because to be able to reflect that is so important as far as human dignity goes and like ethics, like, because if somebody is wanting something as they die, and a lot of the time like addicts are very young and they are very like nobody expects to die when they're 50, and so if you know somebody who is homeless and an addict and we can get all of this in place, it is so important to me and as far as their friends and family and relatives to respect their wishes
And
if
it's
they
probably
die.
better than them dying on the street, right?
Absolutely, every day. Like I want them to have all of their acknowledgments and wishes addressed.
YouTubers out there, hear me out. There's actually a word that is used for homeless people and prostitutes when they die. Look it up. It's called NHI. No humans involved. You have to look it up. They don't think of the homeless as human beings. So tell me down below if you think that's wrong. Please, just let me know. Please, because honestly, the NHI policy, I mean, it's asinine, the kind of things that they think of us as. I mean, I've been kicked out of restaurants when I've had a pocket full of money just because of my homeless status. It's hard for me to get a job just because of my homeless status. Hard for me to get a blanket just because of my homeless status. There are people out there dying right now. There is a man right around the corner who has a blanket sleeping on a mat outside of a bookstore. A blanket. One. Who is probably not going to make it past 34. I know who he is. He's only 34 years old, but because of his chemical dependency, he looks older, he acts older, and he's trying to survive. Now, another thing people don't understand is when people have chemical dependency on the street, they didn't start out like that. Most of them are doing what they are doing because it helps them escape the truth of homelessness.
And I feel like, I'm sorry to interrupt you, like, I feel like that's a policy problem. That's like a bigger, I want my generation to be like a part of people who support policy, like support as far as like implementing like laws and education involving people needing like more like support in mental health, because that is all of my life's dedication as far as like helping people with mental health issues. And I feel like there's a complete lack of like policy support in supporting people who have like substance abuse or have gone through any sort of like any sort of abuse in their life, really. Like I am so tragically stating that like this is a so prevalent cause in our culture that I want to see change.
Okay, YouTubers, so they're about to start music here in the bar again. So, again, please subscribe if you have a heart for this. Let me know how you can help. If you live here in Utah and you have any ideas on how you can work towards helping the homeless, you can call the road home. You can walk down and give food to a homeless person. You can work towards giving a life a life. If you don't know what that means, giving a life means basically if somebody is homeless and you want to give them the miracle of life, help them with the things they need and the things they want. Because a lot of them don't know the difference between wants and needs.
Yeah.
Wants are... These are wants. Needs are things like food, shelter, warmth, brushing of teeth, washing of hair.
Psychosocial interactions.
Right.
Telling you, I am sorry that all of the rough shit like happened to you. You're a human, I'm a human. Like, I'm listening. Like, that's psychosocial emotional needs at baseline.
Right.
That is baseline emotional needs.
Just stop and talk to somebody. That's really all. She's using, legal, like,
I am so sorry.
mumbo jumbo smart jargon. But I understood it, but not all of my YouTubers out there do. So, What'd you call it?
I called it psychosocial well-being. I think.
Okay.
Like just
so that is literally
acknowledging a person.
right. Sitting there, stopping and talking to them, hearing their story, listening to what they have to say, understanding them. Don't just stare off into space and pretend like you're listening. Literally sit there and listen to them.
Validating someone's feelings is so important and scientifically proven to help and assist in promoting the advocacy of a person. So if you're just saying, hey, I understand you're going through a rough fucking time.
Right.
This is really rough for you. I'm so sorry.
And
like,
seeing
that alone, that human connection is
Right.
more powerful sometimes than most things that they can get through services.
All right, guys, we got music coming. Again, subscribe below, right down there, and I will talk to you next time.